What's going on, everyone? Henry Kaminski from Unique Designz.net with another daily gem for you guys. Happy Monday. I know it's a little late, but we're going to get it in today anyway. And today's daily gem, we're going to kick off this week talking about keys to growing a great brand, okay? And today's topic of discussion, today's daily gem is simply this. I call it running as fast as you can just to stand still. Now, what does this mean? Now, I've been a big Disney fan really my whole life. And one movie in particular, Alice in Wonderland, really stands out because they say this phrase in the movie, and it always stood out to me. And now as I became a business owner and an entrepreneur, it reminds me of how most people not only live their lives, but how they operate their businesses. And it's sad because I noticed and meet a tremendous amount of hardworking business owners and entrepreneurs almost daily. Yet it's like they're running on a hamster wheel. Years go by, and they're in the same spot that they were in 2 years ago, 3 years ago. And it was a sin because I noticed there are some people, some business owners out there that it feels like everything they touch turns to gold. They try with little to no effort, and their brands grow exponentially every single year. So for me, I wanted to understand the difference. So what I did was I studied how certain entrepreneurs grow their brands super fast and super big and super successful, and why others run on that hamster wheel day in and day out. And so I want to share with you a little example of what growing a great brand is like. And when I boiled it down, it came down to one big thing. So growing a great brand is like being in a great band. Let's take Bruce Springsteen, for example. A legend in the industry. Group of guys all grew up together, rocked out down in the Jersey Shore, day in and day out, weekends, just all loving music, all loving the instruments that they played, all loving performing, and they became legends because they all, Bruce wasn't trying to play the drums, and the drummer wasn't trying to sing. It was Bruce doing all the singing and all the rest of the band members doing their thing. Bon Jovi, another Jersey legend. Why do I mention these two guys? Well, I'm from Jersey and grew up listening to these guys my entire life. And one of the highlights of my career was when I actually got to work with Bon Jovi on a very, very cool exclusive project. And then after that, worked on 2 of his world tours, doing a lot of branding for that. And it was a lot of fun. But anyway, not to go off tangent, what I realized was this. They all did 2 things. They focused in on their strengths, and they delegated their weaknesses, and they ran a very, very, very tight ship. And so I want to kind of talk to you and give you another example about a really, really awesome client of mine, but also a great friend. And some of you guys may know him, some of you may not, but guy by the name of Russell Brunson, okay? The guy making $2 million a month look like a walk in the park. So I've been around him now for about 3.5 years. I was in his Inner Circle program, and before that I was in this Ignite program that he had, and eventually he became a client of mine, and I did a lot of work with him in ClickFunnels. But so I really got a chance to get to know Russell on a personal level and on a business level. And he did two things. He does, and he continues to do two things really, really, really well. And so what are those two things? One is he has a very, very tight-knit team and a really great band, if you will. And the other thing he does really well is he stays in his own lane. Okay, so let's break down the first one, for example. The band, his band, right? He's got John Parks, the awesome Facebook guy. He's got Melanie, who's the head of, I don't know if she's the head of logistics, but she takes care of his calendar and coordinates all the inner circle stuff and coordinates all the stuff for the live event, right? He's got David Woodward, the biz dev guy, right? Awesome guy. I worked with him a lot with the Funnel Hacker Radio branding and all of that stuff. Just an awesome guy and really passionate about what he does, right? Then there's Brandon, the video producer, right? He does all of Russell's video work. And as you can see some of Russell's work, I mean, the video stuff is just phenomenal, right? So what does Russell do, though, every single day? I find it that he is really passionate about connecting with his audience. And that's exactly what he does day in and day out. He does his lives. He does his Funnel Fridays. He's got all these different things, that he's out there interacting with his audience every single day. Why? Because that is what he loves to do. You don't see Russell fiddling with Facebook ads. You don't see Russell booking talent for his live event. Well, maybe he does. I don't know. I don't want to put words in his mouth. But that is the key to running a extremely thriving and successful brand. It's staying in your lane. So that's it. So many of you guys are trying to do it all. And listen, I've been there. I got the t-shirt. I was a one-man band for many years. And it was awful. Trying to grow a brand like that is like trying to paint a 5,000 square foot house with a toothbrush. And you think you're saving money by doing it yourself, yet it's still costing you. It's still costing you in time. And especially if you don't know what you're doing. There's that old saying, if you think I'm expensive, wait until you hire an amateur. Well, I'd like to add to that. Imagine trying to do it yourself when you don't know what you're doing, how much that's going to cost you in the long run. So the prescription today from the brand doctor is this. There's a couple questions I want you to ask. One is, how are you attracting new customers to your brand? How are you attracting new customers to your brand? And are you focusing in on your strengths and delegating those other tasks out that you're not really good at to other people that are really passionate about that? Those things, I should say. Because that is the key, guys, to one of the keys that I'm going to discuss this week. But that's how you grow a thriving brand and grow a super successful brand. You stay in your lane and you have a very tight-knit team around you. And you let them do their thing. And you do yours. And I can promise you that is going to take your brand to the next level very, very fast. For example, two of my Branding on Demand clients, right? They came into the program about 6-7 months ago, right? And it's just amazing to watch these two evolve into what they're doing today versus what they were doing 6 months ago. And I don't know how much it was exactly, but 1 month they did like 30 G's in revenue because of them delegating out all the necessary things to me and my team, like the logos for the sub brands that they have, the sales funnels that they want to create and build. They're not doing that stuff anymore. It's like, Henry, this is what you do. This is what you love to do. We're giving you that stuff, and we're going to stay doing what we love to do, which is creating content and creating excellent relationships with our audience. And so you got to see these two on camera. Like, they are just phenomenal communicators. They make the finance world look very, very, very simple. And that's one of their superpowers. So one of the things that they're not really good at is, and I've told them this 1,000 times, but they know it already, but they don't want to build funnels. That's not what they want to do. Like, they have the idea, but that's not their passion. So that's the key. Stay in your lane and build up your team. Invest in yourself. It's the biggest asset in your life. And nobody is going to represent you the way you represent yourself. Nobody's going to invest in you the way you would invest in yourself. And that is the key that I want you guys to understand today. And that's the key that I'm hammering home today, is because that is what's going to get you to the next level. So I hope you enjoyed this live. I hope you find these daily gems valuable. And if you do, please share them, drop some comments below, and just focus in on how I'm doing things and what I'm doing things, because it's going to leave you little clues. Success leaves clues, doesn't it? And so that's the difference. So stop trying to run on that hamster wheel and sprint in place, because tell me how far you're going to get by doing that every day. So have an awesome night, guys. Hope you enjoyed this one. We're coming back tomorrow with another Daily Gem. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I'll catch you tomorrow. Peace.